Hi, Cassandra, and thank you so much for joining me here at Robinhood to talk about women investing. Today in April 2021, it's the start of Financial Literacy Month, and I thought this was a perfect time to get together with someone like you who knows so much about women and how they should think about investing. So perhaps we could start by you telling me about your unique Stocks and Stilettos program.
Yes, so the Stocks and Stiletto Society is an online community of women investors. We are approaching 100,000 members, which is really exciting. But women have really been in search of a safe space to not only learn about investing, but to also have discussions and feel very comfortable about talking about the markets and about money in a way that they don't feel as if they'll be shamed or embarrassed to do so. And we have provided that safe space for them with the Stocks and Stiletto Society.
And then what made you decide to become an investor? What was the trigger for you? What brought you to thinking about this?
Well, I was sort of forced into investing. Back in 1990, I actually lost my dad and I received a death benefit. And with that death benefit came along a check. And with that check came a set of financial advisors because of the amount of the check. And from that point on, I was really kind of thrown into this world of investing because of the money that I had received. It was advised that some of it go into the market and some of it be used for me to go to college. And so that started my investing journey, if you will.
I think it's so interesting because I talk to customers every week here at Robinhood, and I hear a lot from women that they've, maybe sort of come into a little bit of money, or life circumstances have changed and they've decided that they were going to start to invest for themselves. And, that's one of the things that we think Robinhood does pretty well. It enables you to start taking those first steps. And we try to provide you with educational materials and guidance as you move forward to help you learn. But how did you start Stocks and Stiletto Society? Because that has had a lot of impact in the world.
Yes. So I started the Stocks and Stiletto Society based off of a friend of mine. We met for lunch and she said, I think you should start a Facebook group. And I said, this is all new to me. I'm a Gen Xer. And so, the world of Facebook groups and community was very new to me. But basically, on a recommendation is where I got the idea to start Stocks and Stiletto Society. But it was also really important for people that looked like me, people who were relatively new to the stock market, could really have a place to congregate online. And so that's really how the Stocks and Stiletto Society was born.
And why do you think it's so important for women to start investing? Why do you think it's one of the most important things women can do?
I think it's really important because as women, we control about 80%, if not more, of the household buying decisions. So we're already sort of comfortable with money, but for some reason that hasn't translated over to investing. And so there was a study done by Fidelity a few years ago that really determined, based on a number of accounts that they evaluated, that women are not only good savers, but they also are better investors than men. And so we really should take that to heart and really use that information to invest as women. I just think that overall women make better investors, including myself. And so we should really encourage more women to learn about the markets and learn how to invest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we see as well over the last year, particularly. There's just been this massive increase in women participating in the markets, which has just been amazing to see. And I hope that they feel supported as they move along through their journeys. What was the biggest surprise that you had in starting this group? What were you really sort of like, wow, I did not expect this from the group of people? Maybe it was something they shared or a way in which people came together. What was the surprise?
I think it was the sisterhood that was
Yeah.
built almost immediately. Women really embraced each other and really got in there and started helping other women win financially. And so that was very surprising because coming out of the world of financial advisement, it's kind of cutthroat. And then to move into a different space and see how the women really exhibit a certain level of camaraderie and
Mhm.
sisterhood was quite surprising.
I think that's one of the things we've been thinking here about here, at the company in Robinhood is, we know that women get together to do book clubs and art clubs and all of those things that bring groups of friends and colleagues into a place where they share their opinion and what they've learned through perhaps reading a book. And, one of the things that we're pondering is if women wanted to start an investing club of their friends, what would they do? What should they do? What would be your top 5 things that if a woman said, you know what, I'm going to start investing club, get my friends together, what advice would you give?
I think, first of all, you would have to really assemble a team of ladies that are like minded. So they have to be really serious about investing overall. I think, second of all, you really have to come together with people that you trust because there is money that's going to be invested, and money can be a very touchy subject.
Mm.
And so I think that you have to be trustworthy to be brought in on this team. I think, second of all, there has to be a commitment because when you're starting an investment club, we need, everyone to be fully present, committed, consistent with their contributions or whatever the case may be. I think also number 4, there also has to be education, right? And so the education piece is really important because not everyone may be at the same skill level when it comes to investing. And so I think that's where the sisterhood and the camaraderie really shows itself in that educational piece. And then the 5th thing would be to monitor your investments. Don't be afraid to make changes to your investment plan, to bring other people in to really help you chart a clear path for your investing club, because that could be separate from your personal
Yeah.
funds that you're investing.
No, that's true. I was actually talking to a group of college students earlier this week, and they all get together on a Zoom call. They're all in the same sorority, I think, and they all invest for themselves. They don't share their funds or anything. They just buy whatever each of them feels most interested in. But they're picking products and services that really matter to them, that might have, something that they're interested in their everyday lives. And so it's become quite personal. They've become quite personally attached to some of the investments that they're making in these organizations. One of them said, I picked this company because it's run by a woman and I want to support women. And that was just like awesome to hear, because these are people really at the beginning of their journey in investing. The market goes up and down, and their lives hopefully will be long, and they'll learn through it. So before you started with Stocks and Stilettos, what did you know about investing? Were you trained professionally, or did you learn yourself, or both?
Well, yeah, I went into financial advising with a couple of firms prior to starting Stocks and Stilettos. My most recent firm was Merrill Lynch Bank of America.
Mhm.
So I was there for a number of years and worked with a myriad of different clients, from public school systems to universities to nonprofits to individuals, high net worth individuals. And so I brought that experience with me to the Stocks and Stiletto Society. Prior to that, I was actually a 7th grade math teacher. So that's where, yeah, that's where I was able to really develop curriculum, really be able to provide stock market lessons to women in a way in which they can digest it and absorb and understand the material. I think we speak a different language than men sometimes. And so being in that position to parlay that information to women has been very fulfilling and rewarding work for me.
So at Robinhood, we have a mission, which is to democratize finance for all. It's something that we say many times a week in our Zoom calls right now and in the office in real times. What does that mean to you? What does democratization of finance mean to you?
Democratizing finance to me really means to lower barriers to entry, if not eliminate them totally, for all investors. This has always been an area where only sort of the affluent has had access to. And so democratizing finance really opens the doors and makes it accessible to more investors. And I think that that's going to bode well for our economy. And I think it will also bode well in closing some gender investment gaps as well, which means that a lot more women will be entering the market and learning more about investing. And so to me, democratizing finance is going to be an amazing opportunity for not only men, women, but all different socioeconomic levels to really play and sit at the table of building wealth for their families to come.
That's such a great way of putting it. I really believe that leveling opportunity and providing everyone access will move society forward, and that's, great for all of us, really.